it's Ken. Welcome back to my channel. In today's vlog, I'm gonna be catching y'all back up on when we had COVID and kind of about our symptoms and what we're still dealing with to this day. So let's get right on into it. Disclaimer, we do not have it currently, but we did have the COVID-19. We got it about the first week of March. The scariest part about COVID is you never really know when exactly, you got it, who gave it to you, all that kind of fun stuff. Just a lot of questions in the air. But let's get into the symptoms and all the fun details of what we went through. So like I said, it was the first week of March. Logan is the one who showed symptoms first, and that was like Friday night. He had come home from work and he laid on the couch and he was dead asleep all night long until bedtime. I got worried. I called his mom because when Logan gets sick, like he doesn't get sick like that, like he might get a headache or something, but he's never been sick the way that he was this time. So I called his mom. I didn't want to go out and get medicine just because he was sick, and COVID was still a huge thing like it is now. Not quite as big right now, just because the cases have gone down quite a bit in our state. We just opened, but I wanted to be safe, so I asked if his mom would get some, cold medicine and drop it off, and she did. And things just kind of got worse from there. Logan was the one that showed symptoms first. At first we thought maybe he just, was getting a cold or something. We didn't think too much of it, because all he really does is go to work and I stay here. And if I ever really go out, it was because I was getting groceries. No, I would never really have Cohen with me during that time. But I feel like I have whatever. Anyways, what I was saying was Logan only went to and from work when he went places, and if I had to go places, it was either to doctor's appointments or it was getting groceries. Otherwise, we didn't really go out at all. So with that being said, I thought it was just a cold. I was also in disbelief, so let's just stick with that. I started showing symptoms that Sunday night, and it was right around the time Logan had gotten a phone call from his coworker stating that somebody had tested positive for COVID, and all that fun stuff. Because Logan was showing symptoms, he was straight up and was like, I'm showing symptoms, so I need to get tested. We booked him a test immediately. And that was kind of the first day that I showed symptoms was Sunday. And my first symptom was having a horrible headache. Now, it wasn't a migraine. I get migraines very frequently. I'm going to be doing a video on getting my daith piercing and my review on that with my migraines so far. But like I said, I know the difference between a headache and a migraine. And this was a headache, but it was a really bad headache. And that was my first symptom, a headache. I'm also going to throw it out there that I apologize now because the neighbors just seem to want to be jumping off their couch today. So if you're hearing any thuds, it's because the kids must be not supervised currently. So let's go with my day one. So I'm going to go through my 14-day symptoms, the 14-day wait before you are able to go out and about and all that fun stuff. I so can't wait to get a house soon. Anyways, let's go through them real quick. So day one, like I said, it was just a headache. Day two, I had a low-grade fever. I had some chills. I still had that headache. I had muscle aches. I was really tired, and I had a metal taste in my mouth. And I just had no appetite whatsoever. So that was day two. Day three was basically the same as day two, besides I was feeling shaky and hungover. Day 4, it was same as day 2 again. Besides, I was showing shortness of breath, no taste, but I could still smell things. It just wasn't super strong anymore, so it was like faintly. If you guys keep seeing me look down, it's because I'm checking my notes, because I wrote all my symptoms down because I wanted to make a vlog a couple months out from when we had it to see the difference. But with that being said, day 4 was the same as day 2, just had shortness of breath, no taste. I could still smell things, but they weren't super strong anymore. It was faint. I had a sore throat, I had sweats, and I felt pretty weak that day. Day 5, fatigue, shortness of breath, no taste or smell. I was not able to eat at all that day. I had a low-grade fever, and I had to do a nebulizer treatment. I had to do, in total, 4 nebulizer treatments while I had the coronavirus. I had to do 4 different breathing treatments. I'm somebody who has asthma, so I was a high risk. Every time I get sick as well, I go into pneumonia. So since it was a respiratory, virus, I was a high risk. So I had no idea how I was going to react to this. The nebulizer really helped, especially before going to bed. I did it right before going to bed, or if I was having trouble breathing when I woke up. But like I said, I only did 4 of those. Day 6, basically the same as day 5, but this is TMI, but I'm going to tell you, because I want to be honest and I want to talk about my experience with having COVID. But day 6 was the same as day 5, but I had diarrhea. And it must have been because my appetite started coming back a little bit on day 6. So I was eating a little bit, so maybe it made my stomach upset. I was taking medicine, doing nebulizer treatments, all that fun stuff. So my stomach probably just was not happy. 1 week of having COVID, I had no taste or smell. I was starting to eat better. I was still running out of breath, and I still was having a headache. And that symptom from day 7 until Wednesday, which was day 10, all the symptoms were exactly the same until day 10. Now, let me talk about day 10 because this was a day that was actually pretty terrifying, and I want to share it. Day 10, I felt like $1,000,000 when I woke up, other than I couldn't smell, I couldn't taste, and I still had a mild headache. It wasn't as bad anymore. So we actually thought, maybe we should go for a walk. Now, there's a bunch of property we can walk out here where we're not around anybody, so we went to his grandparents' property, not anywhere near them or anything like that, but we went back there and we went for a walk. And everything was great. I wasn't worried about anything. And then I was like, I'm going to go home. I'm getting tired. I want to go rest, blah, 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 blah. So I was coming home and I had Cohen with me. Logan had the dogs. He was going to drop the dogs off first. So I get back, or I shouldn't say I got back. I was still driving and I was starting to get sharp pains, right in between my ribs. So in my chest, I was getting sharp pains, but they would come and go, and it was almost like they weren't sharp, but they were like a tightening happening in my chest, kind of like when I was having contractions on my stomach, and my stomach would get super hard and tight. That is what I was feeling in my chest. And I ignored it at first. I was like, whatever. It's probably because whatever. Well, I got back and I got Cohen out and I put him down for a nap, and I don't really remember exactly what happened from there. I know that it got worse. Logan got back and I would tense up in pain because of how bad it would hurt. And it worried Logan, so he actually called his uncle, who is an EMT. My mom is also a former EMT, but she kind of got a little worried, so we were just asking a bunch of questions from people. But anyways, so he called his uncle, who is an EMT, and he said it kind of sounded like I was having a heart attack. I didn't think that was what was going on. I thought it was something different. So I ended up calling one of my friend's dad, who is an EMT, and he basically told me that he believes that I was having a panic attack because I put too much stress on my body after being so sick and not moving and not getting out of bed and not eating, to going for a full-blown walk outside. He thinks that I just overstressed my body, and it was a stress reaction to go into panic mode to protect my body. So with that being said, I actually accelerated it. When I got back, I did a nebulizer treatment because I thought maybe I was having an asthma attack. I've never had an actual asthma attack, so forgive me for those who have struggled with them, but I never have, so I thought that what was going on. So I did a nebulizer treatment, and that is what accelerated my panic attack, which made the pain worse, and made it more consistent. But all I had to do was really just relax, go lay down, not have anything that is overwhelming me, just to get, you know, my panic mode away. So yeah, we almost had to call an ambulance on day 10 for me, but like I said, it was a panic attack. And I've had panic attacks before, but they've never been that bad. So forgive me for acting like it was, for being dramatic, but it was not very cool. It was pretty scary. And then day 14. So everything basically was the same until day 14. And on that day, I had no sense of smell or taste. I still had a very mild headache, and I still experienced shortness of breath. So now I'm going to get into 3 months to now. So it's been 3 months since we've had COVID, and I want to talk about what effects we have to this day. At least me. I have no idea with Logan. And also, I did not put this out there, but Cohen did not get COVID, which was awesome. We really kept up on disinfecting and cleaning and airing out the place and not being around him 24/7. Like, he would just play individually when he come up to us. Before we had to touch him and stuff, we had hand sanitize. We were very, very, very cautious about it. So just a disclosure. A disclaimer is what I meant to say, but whatever. Cohen did not get COVID, which was just great. So let's get into the effects of to this day. So first and foremost, I do want to put out there that this is just the effects that I experience myself personally. I'm not going to say that everybody who's had COVID is experiencing these, but I do know there are after effects of having COVID, and I want to talk about some of the ones that I experience. So first and foremost, my sense of smell and taste are still messed up. I can taste things and I can smell things, but they're very, very, very faint. And it's almost like more of I'm imagining that taste or I'm imagining that smell rather than me actually tasting or smelling it, which sucks. And it's really taken a toll on my relationship with eating. When I'm not able to taste my food, it's just, I don't know. I've always had a weird relationship with my food, and after having COVID, it's kind of been a learning curve of still getting myself to eat and all of that fun stuff. So that is definitely number one, is my taste and my smell are both still not what they used to be at all. And who knows if they ever will be at this rate. So there's that. I was getting constant migraines weekly after having COVID. And it was almost multiple times a week. I would wake up and almost not even be able to get out of bed because of how bad my migraines had gotten. And like I've talked about before, like my migraines after having Cohen were horrible, but after having COVID, it just accelerated the situation, and that is why I got the daith piercing, because I was hoping that it's going to help with my migraines, which it has so far. It's almost been 3 weeks since I've gotten it, and I have not had a migraine in those 3 weeks, which is just great. But that is another one. Another effect that I'm also experiencing is shortness of breath still, and it's not like super bad, but like if I overdo something, well, let's say I do too much, and as you guys are making fun of me for this, but like I'm not a huge person to work out or go for long walks or runs and stuff like that. So when I do a lot of cleaning, I will run out of breath and I have to take a break for a minute. That is something that still has not really changed, is my shortness of breath. I actually am going to be getting an x-ray on my lungs just to make sure everything's good in there after having COVID. So we're going to be doing that. And And then also one last one I would definitely have to say is the appetite. The appetite never really came back completely. Some days are better than others. I will eat a lot one day, and then like the next day I will not eat until dinner. And I know that sounds horrible, but it's just kind of how it's been the past couple of months. So I've just been trying to work through it. That's why I drink protein shakes in the morning, because I need just something in my stomach, you know? So that's pretty much what we're experiencing to this day. I'm also always tired. I'll wake up and I still want to sleep. Or like when we go to bed, I can't fall asleep, which is so annoying, but like I'll wake up and I'll still be tired, but I got 8 hours of sleep at night. And that's happened ever since we've had COVID. So, another fun fact, or another effect, I should say, I guess I've never really thought about this until now, until I touched it. When I had COVID, my lymph nodes really swelled up because my throat hurt. And ever since having COVID, this lymph node right here, I'm touching it right now, this lymph node will swell up sometimes, just randomly, and it'll last for like a couple days, it could last a week, and then it'll just go away. So that's another effect that has happened ever since I've had COVID. This has never happened before having COVID, and I can't say that it's because of COVID, but I'm just saying personally, I believe that it is from when we had COVID. I think I was coughing so much that, you know, I strained my throat, and I wasn't coughing a lot. It was more so like in the morning when I woke up, or like at nighttime when I was laying down. So with that being said, I didn't have like a huge cough, but still my throat was sore. My allergies are horrible right now as well, which is another reason why my lymph nodes could be like this, but it's just something that I think about. And I guess another one would definitely be mood swings. Mood swings have been horrible ever since I've gotten COVID. It's to a point where I don't understand them, because I've never, like, I have major depressive disorder, so my number one symptom is mood swings. But mine never have been so severe until after having COVID, which could totally be not. With that being said, that is going to wrap up this vlog. I don't know if I even took any videos or pictures of when I was sick with COVID, and if I did, I will definitely plug them into this vlog. But I really just wanted to put my experience of having COVID out there, and kind of, you know, some of the side effects that I'm still dealing with to this day, 3 months after having COVID. And I think that's something that people need to, I don't know, talk about more. If you've had COVID, talk about your symptoms and, you know, what you experienced and all of that kind of fun stuff. I think it puts more, I don't know. I want to put my information out there just so that you guys know how I am. I was like this with my pregnancy, and I'm gonna be like that when I had COVID, because I somehow got the COVID, and I am still mad and salty to this day that we did. So with that being said, this is gonna conclude the vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys on Thursday, but until then, I hope you guys have a good week. Okay, bye-bye.